farmer, friend, singer-songwriter Lyle Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades Chris Horn.
And we're Those Taste Bud Guys.
Hey folks, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. I am Chris. That is Lyle. We are Those Taste Bud Guys. This will be a fun episode for us. We got things happening that I didn't even realize we was going to have happening. And
Excited.
Well, I'll tell you about that here in just a second. In the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the thingers. Give me, depending on which side of the continent you're from, which continent you're from, how funny you think that is or isn't. And we've got a QR code up here in the corner. If you want to throw us a tip, we really appreciate it. Several of you guys have done that lately, and guys, we noticed. Thank you very much. At some point, we'll probably put a little shout-out episode together because of that.
The one I can think of right offhand is Brandon. Has been very consistent about sending us tips, and thank you, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no, it seriously helps. We really appreciate it. Anytime we don't have to buy every single bottle that we have is super helpful. As you could tell from how many is back here.
It gets pricey.
Speaking of not buying a bottle,
We didn't buy these bottles.
there we go. Well, how'd you like that segue that you almost screwed up?
And also, I noticed we both poured pretty heavy on the gin. It's almost like we've had this before.
No,
But we've
sort of, almost.
So Samuel Berton out of Labadie, Missouri, just west of St. Louis, I think, around St. Louis area.
No,
Southwest.
west of Washington, be like, south. You might have said it right. I think it's southwest. I don't know my geography.
Labadie. We did get that confirmed. It is Labadie, Missouri. Their distribution is a little tight around that area right now, from what I understand, but I think that they're getting ready to go a little bit bigger. They were statewide, peeled back a little bit, now looking to expand. But it's worth the drive.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped by...
What a cool little place.
And talked to Chrissy, who's the distiller and owner.
Hi, Chrissy.
She is amazing. She is one of the nicest human beings I've met.
Yes.
And just in general.
Yes.
All that said...
So fun.
Okay. We got this bottle with several other bottles a couple years ago of their gin, and we loved their whiskey, we loved their rye, and then we opened the gin, and we like gin. We like London dry gin, and this is
not that.
So when we walked in this time, we were like, that gin, not our favorite thing, and she has changed the recipe a little bit, dialed back the anise and licorice notes in it. And it's light years better. But we're going to compare old to new.
So, that was the whole thing is she was, actually, let's stop for a second. She was several bottles.
Yes.
They did use every one of them back there, but not every one of them this time. That's over a period of time. But if you notice on the middle shelf right about there.
Yeah.
There. That is a product that they've given us on the show that we're going to be putting out over the next few months. Not all at once, but there's several bottles there we think you guys need to hear about. Today, we're going to talk about this gin and kind of compare the new to the old, because we thought that would be a lot of fun since they've changed recipes and I guess probably distillers a little bit, right?
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah. I can't remember the boy's name that she said distilled while when she was getting started. And
it's
stuff.
Samuel Berton's grandkid.
It is. All right, let's go to the old one, which was a sipping gin that had very strong licorice notes.
I want to
just cinnamon notes.
Bounce between the noses for a second.
Yes.
I mean, you can smell it in the nose.
Yeah.
I do. So the old one, actually, nose-wise,
Like the old one?
I like the old one. I do like the old one. It's got a big, more floral bouquet. It's a little more strong, stout. The other one's
surprising because it has cinnamon notes in it to me. And I know you hate cinnamon.
Yeah, well, I like the smell of cinnamon. I don't like drinking and eating cinnamon.
Smells sweet for sure. The new one.
And the new one, this is the one I think smells sweet. I think it smells like corn liquor sweet.
Yeah, and with a hint of lemon in there.
Yeah, it's way lighter. Everything about it is more delicate, more pleasant as far as just a light fragrance.
Yeah.
Now, here's where I think I'm going to have a problem. I know you said start with the old one.
You think you want to start with
I think I know how to start with the new one because the old one I know has all that cardamom heavy, and I think it's really going to hose me for tasting the new one, and I've never got to have this. Now's the first time.
The new one?
The new one.
You had it the other day.
Did we?
but it was a very small cup, and we had already been drinking.
You're right. I think that was one of the first. Yeah, it was a little bitty thing. You're right. I forgot about that.
That to me is where the other one was trying to go. We'll get
Right. And it's just like we said on the nose. It's relaxed. It's easy. It's a little bit thinner. It's not hot. Now, I say this in a meaningful way when I say a little bit thinner. I don't mean thinner in the bad way. I mean thinner is like they've dialed back some of the heavy-handedness that you find in certain sipping gins and stuff. This is still not the London Dry-esque note. It's still got the bigger floral notes into it.
100% New American.
But it's absolutely a nice, straight, drinkable whiskey because it's not so hot, not so... Yeah, or quit.
But their whiskey also is the same. Everything they make that I've had
Easy.
is thin, is typically what I would not... I would...
That's what we told Christy.
If you described it to me, I'd be like, I'm good. No, thanks. But it is so approachable and so easy drinking that it just makes sense. And it's balanced, I think, is really where
I want to point this out because we've already said they give them to us. And so they're like, oh, of course you guys are going to say nice things about it. Well, yes, but also, it was how many years ago we got this bottle?
Two, I think.
Probably 2 years. And if you guys watch the recap from the end of last year, or it might have been the recap, maybe been, I'm not sure. One of our live episodes, we were still talking about
how good it was.
Because we just finished up some of their old bottles. We talked about how great it was. We genuinely think they're a good product, and we encourage you guys to go check them out, go to their location, go try their stuff. So we mean it when we say this. Awesome stuff. So
even though it's not generally, like I said, not my speed in terms of whiskey and gin and stuff. This was not, I would not seek this profile out, but it is one of those unicorn situations where it just tastes so damn good that
they
you
did
just go like,
really nice job.
Price points are nice. You don't feel bad about destroying a bottle. People are nice. It's just everything works. It's what you want in a regional distillery.
It's such an easy drink. When the other one that it was like that's not a typical flavor profile, but and also from around here, that we genuinely was just like, this is great, and just plowed through the bottles of Daredevils.
Yes.
And, which it's way hotter, way stronger. It's not the most pleasant thing to mix down with, but we love drinking it. This one falls on that camp, too.
Give me some water. Thank you. You're welcome. We ran out of water.
We had to go to filtered water. So, okay.
Don't mind me.
Carbonated filtered water. Okay, I'm going to drop back to the old one. Now that I've had the new one, the old one does not smell nearly as pleasant. It's making me already regret things that I'm going to taste.
I think you're going to regret tasting it.
Yeah?
But I think you were absolutely right to go with the new one first, because it is heavy-handed.
Okay, what's that?
It reminds me of almost like a carrot cake situation.
Oh, yeah.
A carrot cake with like black walnuts in it, though. Like, because there's a pungent sour note there at the end that kind of
I will tell you this, though, and it's been years since I've done those things. I didn't like it the first time.
Yeah.
I've drank a lot of gin since then and have really wrapped my brain around
something that's not
things that, things that are different. James Gin, for one. That was another one we done recently that as about as non-traditional as you can possibly get.
Yeah. Delicious.
Coming back at this one with a more open mind than I had probably back then.
It's not as bad as you thought.
It's not as offensive because I have a different expectation of what it was going to be.
Yeah.
The expectation I had before is everything should have tasted Hendrix adjacent.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. If you tell me this is more of a sipping, heavy, botanical, American-style whiskey, I have a whole different expectation of what it's going to be. This is actually not the worst thing when it comes to these. I've got a bottle back behind me that I'm not going to bring out because I don't want to trash them too bad. That is, I think, the worst thing for sipping whiskeys I've ever had.
I know exactly which bottle.
I know you do too. And I owe them nothing, but except for the fact that I've had a lot of their other stuff, and their other stuff's really good. I would just
also to say we don't like we say what we mean with this stuff, but if we really don't like something, it probably won't make the show.
True. That's true.
The new one is so much more subtle and nuanced and pretty.
I'm weirdly finding myself wanting to making a cocktail out of this. You know
The old one?
them bitters we got from
yeah.
Herman?
That could be pretty good.
Might be really good in this old one.
But I think the recipe change was a good move. I think it's a good, solid
End of
move.
the day, 100%. If I have my choice, I'm taking this new one all day long, every day.
That would make a hell of a martini, and it would kind of go. It lives in this weird space where it could go with a twist, it could go dirty, either way, and that's
I think
hard
you'd
to
have to
do.
be really gentle with it because it's so light and so fragrant.
Oh yeah.
It just, you could really bury it really quick.
Oh, it would have to be extra dry, with like
Like what
just
what
a twist.
wouldn't work in here would be like
Say dirty. It just needs to be garnished with an olive or a lemon.
what's the one we always hate, but it would be even worse than it, the one that's just
Sapphire?
no the cocktail. You and I was just talking about the other day. We said we never have had a good one.
Oh, gimlets?
No.
Gin and tonics?
Do you want to just keep guessing, or do you want to think about what I'm asking you?
I'm gonna guess.
There's a gin cocktail we both talked about that every time we want Negronis.
Oh,
A Negroni.
horrible.
This would absolutely bury the Negroni. It would make the Negroni even worse because all the flavors that you add to a Negroni would be, I think, really harsh on it.
The old one, you could probably tamp down the Campari, and it would be decent.
Yeah.
It might add to it actually, but you'd have to be like, I think you're right. You'd have to be very subtle. All those increments that you would normally mix with, I think you have to cut down by 3/4.
I think you need to play around with them a little bit because you could overpower this gin really quick. But
Gosh, that's
again,
good.
coming back to it, very pretty, very nice.
And not something.
Which did-
again, it's not hot. It's not something that sits in your face and just kind of like pummels your taste buds, which we tend to like. But it's so easy drinking.
We don't know any of the botanicals that went in it either, do we?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Somebody
so.
gave us a big list of, but I think that
was them,
I think
yeah.
that was Blackshire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Samuel Berton, pretty good stuff. We can't wait
Right.
to tap into the other
Didn't
bottles.
really give any notes on it. We just kept talking about how many loved
yeah.
it. So before we get off here, let's give somebody an idea of where
On
they're
the
at.
new one.
On the new one. You guys can go back and watch the old episode and ignore how much I just disliked it, but on the nose,
Yeah.
I get this almost mix of corn mash and bubblegum.
Okay.
So,
So, palate-wise, you ever had like a homemade lemonade, but that you've let sit long enough that the ice is like a diluted homemade lemonade?
okay.
Like, ice cubes are all gone. It's watered down. That reads in this to me pretty heavy.
Interesting that you went that way because in my head I was going to compare it to a really, really diluted down Irish whiskey. Again,
see that.
you've got that alcohol hint in the back,
Yeah.
but it's primarily just pleasant and easy. And
I mean, that is a sipper. I mean,
this is the perfect vodka, is what this is. It's
Almost
alcohol with flavor. We love it.
absolutely. Phenomenal stuff. We got some new bottles from them that we haven't done on the show. Can't wait to crack those. And yeah, if you find yourself up near St. Louis, find a bottle of this. Go to the distillery. Beautiful little town.
Juniper light. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
don't want it gin because they don't like the juniper and the Christmas tree. This does not have that.
Yeah.
It's very light in the Christmas tree area. Don't be afraid to pick this one up and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Go up there, talk to Chrissy. She'll sample you to death.
Oh yeah.
Not literally, I mean, there's some legal aspects you got to think of there. But
Yeah.
you should try it.
Cool place. Great people. Good spirits.
Can't say enough.
Until next time.
Whether it be the juice that Chrissy made in Shrine,
Now the food you're eating,
clothes you're wearing.
or the hoodies
That she
that
also
Chrissy gave
had
you in
made.
July.
I didn't wear that this one. I wore the shirt.
I know.
I did a few episodes ago and I sweat my balls off and was like, can't wear that again.
Grandma, buddy. Try something new.